In a world of vast battles, where the courage and strength of ninjas are tested with every move, the story of these warriors is intertwined in a destiny of challenges and sacrifices. Allied Forces, Destiny of the Shinobi tells the saga of four exceptional ninjas united by a single goal: to win, protect, and prevail in the face of the threats that destiny imposes on them. Follow them in their fights, where each battle will be a test of their strength, determination, and ability to survive in the chaotic ninja universe. In this video, you will explore four exciting stories. Raikage, the storm on the battlefield. Hashirama, the guardian of the forest. Fist of Stone, the fortress against chaos. Anoki, the weight of wisdom. Now, get ready to dive into a world of ninjas, where power, strategy, and the bonds of friendship are tested every second. 1. Raikage, storm on the battlefield. The sound of thunder echoed across the battlefield as the Raikage led his team in a desperate fight against an unbeatable enemy team. The electricity in the air was almost palpable, as if nature itself was rooting against them. Force! I shouted, his voice thick with authority. He knew victory was not guaranteed, but his confidence in his team was unshakable. Hashirama, the legendary Hokage, stood by him, unfazed, his smile serene as the power of wood grew around him. Do not worry, Together, nothing will stop us. Hashirama's words echoed in his mind, a promise of unbreakable strength. The earth opened up before him as Stone Fist called upon his abilities to protect his allies. Stay behind me. I will make sure no one can reach us. His firm and indomitable stance was the guarantee that he would fight until the end. When the enemy team attacked with devastating force, the Raikage did not hesitate. He launched his esoteric lightning-style cross lariat with a shout of rage, delivering a powerful blow that sent the enemies reeling. They were in a panic, unable to react due to the interruption, but the battle was far from over. The Raikage, with his overwhelming power, was the first to advance, tearing the battlefield apart with his electricity. This is only the beginning, I said, his voice cracking with the tension of the moment. Hashirama, with his ability to summon wood clones, stepped forward, creating an impenetrable barrier against the enemy attacks. With my clones, we will protect the weakest, he said confidently, knowing that his presence was the key to his team's survival. Stone Fist, using the super rock weight reduction technique, provided immediate support, ensuring that his allies were protected as they attacked. No blow will reach us, Fist said, his steel body radiating unwavering strength. The fight intensified, and it was then that Anoki, the master of gravity, made his triumphant entrance. Using the primitive world detachment technique, he unleashed a devastating attack that affected the entire area, leaving the enemies stunned and vulnerable. Now it is our turn to attack. Anoki shouted, preparing his team for the final blow. Raikage, Hashirama, Fist, and Anoki were now perfectly synchronized, a veritable storm of brute force, wisdom, and tactics. The enemy, now powerless to resist, was defeated one by one. With victory secured, I turned to his companions and said with an exhausted smile, the storm has passed, but our friendship remains. They had won together, and nothing could destroy the bond they had forged. 2. Hashirama, guardian of the forest. In the heart of the forest, where the ancient trees whisper the secrets of generations past, Hashirama Senju, the master of trees, found his purpose once more. Alongside Stone Fist, and Anoki, he prepared to face an enemy that threatened the peace he held dear. The battle was about to begin, and the tension was palpable. I trust you all, Hashirama said, his voice calm but firm, as he raised his hand, causing giant trees to sprout around him. Each tree seemed alive, pulsing with a primordial energy that emanated from its spirit. Stone Fist, his body as steel, smiled. With you, Hashirama, the forest will be our ally. The enemy's first attack came like a bolt of lightning, but Hashirama was prepared. His esoteric hermit art divine gate caused his enemies to be held back by the force of nature's vast power. The trees, now as wood clones, rose up and formed an impenetrable barrier, while Stone Fist and Anoki positioned themselves strategically. Nothing will reach us, Fist said, his voice deep and resonant. Meanwhile, Anoki, with his control over gravity, altered the weight of his enemies, making them vulnerable to attacks from his allies. The golem technique was used to protect the team, but it was Hashirama's strength that once again made the difference. As his clones were defeated, his allies' damage increased, and Hashirama felt invigorated. "The fight is long, but together, we are unbeatable," he said, his determination alight on the battlefield. Raikage, always quick as lightning, struck with precision, delivering devastating blows that left his enemies stunned. "They don't stand a chance against us," I said, his imposing presence dominating the field. And with the help of Inoki, who reduced the cost of chakra and helped manipulate gravity, victory seemed inevitable. As the last enemy fell, Hashirama looked at his friends, his allies, and smiled. "Today, the forest has triumphed, and our friendship has once again prevailed." 3. Fist of Stone, the fortress against chaos. The battlefield was surrounded by dense fog, and enemies seemed to be everywhere. But Fist of Stone was unfazed. "I will be the shield for all," he said, his voice as firm as steel. He was determined to protect his allies at all costs, for without him, the battle would be lost. Raikage, with his electrically charged strength, was the first to attack, delivering a blow that sent the enemies reeling. "Come on, Fist. It's time to advance," I shouted, his voice filled with courage. Stone Fist nodded, and with his multiple hardening technique, he created shields of resistance for his entire team. "Stay behind me," he said, his invincible stance forming an impenetrable line of defense. As the enemies advanced, Hashirama, with his ability to summon wood clones, created living barriers that held back the enemies' attacks. "I will protect you," Hashirama said, summoning more trees to fight alongside them. Inoki, with his manipulation of gravity, unleashed his detachment of the primitive world technique, damaging multiple enemies while supporting the team. The battle dragged on, but Stone Fist remained steadfast. His hardening technique protected the weakest, while he absorbed the damage. "I will not fall," he said, determination burning in his eyes. With the help of his allies, he withstood everything the enemies threw at him, and with each attack that defeated them, Fist grew stronger. When the enemies were finally defeated, Fist of Stone turned to his allies. "The defense never failed," he said, with a smile of satisfaction. The battle was hard, but the fortress against chaos remained standing. 4. Inoki, the weight of wisdom. Inoki calmly surveyed the battlefield, his eyes tracking every movement with the precision of a master. He knew that wisdom was one of the most powerful weapons a ninja could possess. "Nothing will be heavier than the responsibility of protecting my friends," Inoki said, as he and his allies prepared to face a formidable enemy. The Raikage was the first to attack, his lightning abilities lighting up the field with stunning violence. "Charge!" I shouted, as his electricity cut through the enemies. Hashirama, with his unwavering strength, summoned wood clones to protect the weak. "We are in this together," he said, a constant presence of calm and power. But it was Inoki who, with his wisdom and ability to manipulate gravity, changed the course of the battle. His detachment of the primitive world technique wreaked havoc on the enemy camp, as he removed their defenses with flawless strategy. "The weight of experience is a light burden when one has the right friends by one's side," Inoki said as he prepared for the final blow. With the help of his allies, Inoki won the battle, his wisdom being the key to victory. "The weight of wisdom is not in vain," he said, his voice deep and full of confidence. Together, they had won once again.